Hello everyone, welcome to Project Ivy channel. I'm Jasurya, a career counselor and an admission consultant with experience of guiding students to top majors, universities and careers across the world. Today I've made this video specifically for those aspiring for master's degree in Singapore. Yes, in my past videos I've primarily focused on UG programs, but a lot of you have reached out and asked me to shed light on pursuing master's degree in Singapore. So I've decided to make this as a two-part series. In the first part, I'll be talking about industries or fields that are great in Singapore. And in the second part, I'll be talking about universities and admission requirements. The goal is with these videos, I want to help you make a well-informed decision about higher education in Singapore. So let's dive in. Before you look at any country for master's degree, you'll have to understand what the industry is like in that particular country. When you look at Singapore, you should first understand what are the top industries and which of those are actually recruiting a lot of international students. Singapore's Ministry of Manpower publishes something called the Shortage of Labour Report every year, where they publish jobs with shortage in local talent which could be potentially fulfilled by international students. I have combined this along with top industries of Singapore in terms of research funding, contribution of GDP, etc. And I've created the Singapore Industry Outlook for international students, for those who are looking to study and work in Singapore over the coming 5 years. So let's go industry by industry. Starting with engineering, Singapore is aggressively funding two niches. One is to keep its status as a global chip hub, and second is to be a green leader. Let's talk about the semiconductor industry first. Singapore produces about 11% of world's semiconductor output. Now with the global AI boom, there's a critical shortage of engineers who can design and manufacture complex chips, which could be fulfilled by international students. Universities like NUS and NTU offer phenomenal master's courses in this field and are also super competitive to get into. Next is sustainability and green tech. Singapore wants to position itself as a sustainability leader, and part of their Green Plan 2030, companies are legally required to report their carbon emissions, creating sudden demand for engineers who understand both engineering and carbon accounting. There are great courses like MSc in Energy Systems or MSc in Environmental Engineering offered by NUS, or MSc in Power Engineering with focus on sustainability engineering offered by NTU. Since these courses are niche, they are less competitive to get into and also offer great job outcomes. Now let's look at the second most popular field, that is the IT and tech industry. The role of a software developer has become too generic. Students need to specialize in critical core skills that are identified by SkillsFuture. Of course, the most in-demand skill set is AI and ML. The focus has shifted from basic data analysis to deployment, getting AI models to work in real-time production environments. There's rising demand for roles like ML engineer, data scientist, NLP specialist, etc. Both NUS and NTU offer specialized master's courses in data science and AI, along with other schools like SUTD and SIT. The top global tech companies in Singapore hire aggressively from these universities. Apart from AI, cybersecurity is also a field that the country is investing in. Singapore is Asia's biggest banking and financial hub. And of course, security is paramount. However, there's a structural shortage of local talent here, which means the locals alone cannot fill these jobs. There are roles like cyber risk analyst, digital forensic specialist, security architect, etc., which all primarily require strong industry relevant certifications. Compared to industry certifications, although master's degree is secondary, can make your profile really competitive for jobs. NUS and SUTD offer very specialized master's degrees in this area. We have covered engineering and IT, which are popular among international students, but now let's look at what's actually Singapore's backbone of its entire global economy, which is finance and banking. Singapore is seeing massive growth and talent shortage across these segments. First is quantitative finance. This is the highest paying entry point for international students because it requires heavy math, coding, and finance skills, which are in short supply in Singapore. Next is wealth management. Singapore companies, family offices, and government holdings combined together have a $4 trillion wealth that needs to be invested and managed. So there will be an everlasting need for talent in investment banking and wealth management. Next is sustainability finance. Singapore is positioning itself as the green finance hub of Asia. Banks now must assess the climate risk of their loan books, but finance professionals do not understand environmental science. This gives rise to the niche field of sustainability finance, which has tremendous growth opportunities over the coming decades. So to get into specialized degrees in finance, SMU is one of the top universities there, of course, apart from the NUS and NTU. SMU is slightly less ranked in the ranking list because it is a specialized business and finance oriented university, but its location at the central financial district of Singapore makes it one of the best schools to study and also get jobs in. Next up is biopharma industry. Singapore is a massive hub for research and development and manufacturing of medicines. Global pharma giants have huge R&D and production sites over here. They need people who can develop new complex processes and run complex machinery to grow cells for medicines. There are jobs for bioprocess engineers, quality control managers, etc. To get into this field, you can pursue master's degrees in pharmaceutical sciences, biotechnology, computational biology, chemical engineering, etc. offered by NUS, NTU and SUTD. There are also niche fields like food science and technology where there is reported skill shortage. Now we have covered top industries in Singapore. However, the most common question I get is how is the work visa situation post your master's degree? The answer is yes, there's a post-study work visa. After graduation, you can apply for the long-term visit pass, which is LTVP. It gives you 12 months to find a job in Singapore. Once you land a job, your employers sponsor an employment pass. Minimum salary threshold for an employment pass is 5,600 Singapore dollars per month, which is actually lower than the average that master students get in these specialized industries. Additionally, you need to score high points on the Singapore's Compass framework, which evaluate your qualifications, salary, and how your skills fit the market. Now, this is all the information about top industries in Singapore, especially important if you want to build a career and get employment pass as an international student pursuing master's degree in Singapore. Now, this brings us to the end of part 1 of this series. In part 2, we'll be talking about top universities, admission requirements, deadlines, etc. If at all you want to know about any particular industry that we haven't covered, do comment below and we'll get back to you. If you need any other information, do reach out to us.